Let's be real. Building a routine doesn't mean having those picture-perfect lives that you see on social media. You know, the ones with the Pilates and the gourmet matcha lattes and the perfectly coordinated outfits. I mean, those are great and amazing, but everyday life can get a little bit more chaotic. And because of that, we need a routine that helps us navigate everyday life while going after our goals. So in this video, I will take you through a day in my life and we will uncover the secrets of building a routine that actually fits your lifestyle. We'll talk about how to stick with it and be consistent, and also how to embrace the discipline that helps you turn into the best version of yourself so that you can reach all of your goals while also living your life to the fullest. A good routine starts the night before. Oftentimes we underestimate the amount of sleep that we need and also the quality of sleep that we need. So I really try to make it a priority in my life to sleep enough and also to have good sleep hygiene and quality overall, like to do all of the right things. To dim the lights, to not look at screens before I fall asleep, to do something relaxing, to read, to not drink caffeine 2 hours before I want to fall asleep, all of those things. Basically, what I'm trying to say is sleep should be a priority. I mean, we cannot have a good routine if we're just completely exhausted the whole entire day and in desperate need of a nap. Good morning. Let's get ready for the day. And let's talk about morning routines, because you do not have to be a morning person in order to have a morning routine. Some people might love waking up at 5 a.m. Some people might find that really difficult. That's fine. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. to have a good morning routine, but you can still wake up a little bit earlier than you have to in order to have some time for yourself before going to work or to university or wherever you need to go. And your morning routine also doesn't have to be this like really elaborate 10, 15, 20 step process that feels like crossing off another to-do list. Our morning routines should help us prepare for the day ahead, should help us start the day in a better way than if we didn't do all of those activities. And those things can also vary from day to day. Maybe sometimes you just need a little journaling session while drinking your cup of coffee, while just listening to relaxing music, just relaxing, calming down before you have a really busy day. Sometimes you might feel like you need to do a really intense workout or go for a run or do something else that gives you energy. Basically, there's no correct answer. There's no right morning routine and a wrong morning routine. The right morning routine is whatever makes you feel good, whatever helps you start the day in a better way. I obviously love my mornings. I've posted so many morning routines. I've tried waking up at 5 a.m. I've tried having my morning routine done by ChatGPT. I've tried it all. What I have to say is you should not journal just because you see other people journaling. If that's not something that fits with your lifestyle, you do not have to do it. Your morning shouldn't feel like another burden and another thing you have to cross off your to-do list. It should really just help you feel good. I wanted to wake up at 6 a.m. It's currently raining outside. We'll get to that in a second. But I just laid in bed until like 6:30. I read a little bit. It's 7 because I'm almost falling asleep again. I'm so tired for some reason. So I just came to the conclusion that what I need today is to take it a little bit slower, to be a bit more chill, to spend a little bit of time just laying in bed, just preparing myself mentally for the day ahead. It might not have been the most productive thing to do, but it's what I felt I truly needed in that moment. Daily movement is one of those things that I consider an absolute non-negotiable on most days. Contrary to what you might think, it actually really gives you energy. It doesn't really take that much energy from you. What I mean by that is I definitely feel the difference between days where I don't work out and I go to university, I go to work, I just do my stuff, I try to be productive, and days where I do work out. I feel like my productivity is actually increased on the days where I work out. So that's why I'm saying that it actually gives you energy. It gives you some mental clarity. It helps you be more productive. And also, of course, all of the physical benefits add up. Maybe if you follow me on Instagram, by the way, go check out my Instagram account and follow me on there. Maybe you might have seen that I've just recently run my first ever half marathon. I trained for that race for 9 weeks. Before that, I had barely run, barely. And I really put my all into training. I tried to do as many of the sessions as possible. And then after the half marathon, I just did not want to run anymore. I couldn't see it anymore. I did not want to do it. and I took a little break, a 3-week break actually. I also got a little bit sick. I was traveling, I came back super tired, having a cold, all of that fun stuff. So right now, for me, I'm in a phase of getting back into my workout routine. And honestly, it's been going pretty well. However, I'm super sore from any type of exercise that I do. Today should have really been a running day, but it's raining outside. I am considering still going. I do have a waterproof rain jacket, but I don't have waterproof shoes. So that's not fun. All right, it's time to go on a run. The rain has kind of stopped. I am not motivated at all. I could literally go back to sleep right now. I'm so tired for some reason. I don't feel motivated. I mean, look at this. Do you see how dark it is without the lights on? Yeah, obviously there's light there, but it's so dark. Anyway, I'm going on a run nevertheless, because I always say this, and it is so important. You cannot rely on motivation, you need to rely on discipline, you need to build habits, and you need to just do those things because you said you would do them. You're not always gonna be motivated. The sun is not always gonna be shining outside. It's not always gonna be like good weather for running. You might not feel energized every single day. That's fine. Sometimes we definitely need to just take a rest day and just chill. But other times we can kind of notice that we're making excuses and we're trying to like weasel our way out of doing something. Like today, you know, I wasn't feeling the best. I wasn't feeling super energetic. It was raining. But at the same time, I know that what I need the most is to actually do this workout. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually just reading this book. And in the first chapter, there's this thing, which is the downward spiral of low mood. And basically the whole chapter kind of talks about the fact that when you feel bad or unmotivated or just low mood, then you don't do things like working out or working on your goals. As a result, you feel worse because you did not do them. Like you feel physically worse, you feel less energized, and as a result, your mood is even lower. It's truly like a negative spiral that just keeps going and going and going. And the chapter also argues that when your mood is low and when you don't feel like doing something, maybe that's when it's actually the most important to just get out and do that. So what I did is I just put my headphones in, I started listening to some good music, to some uplifting music, put my running shoes on. Yes, I don't have waterproof running shoes, so I'm just using old running shoes. Let's aim for a 6-kilometer run. If I don't do the whole thing, if I'm too cold or if my feet get really wet, I'm just gonna cut it short. That's fine. What matters is showing up and not relying on that little voice inside your head that tells you, well, you're not motivated today, just stay at home, just be cozy. No, do it anyway, do it even without being motivated. Let's go. I just want to say how glad I am that I actually went out. I mean, the weather is pretty bad, but oh god, that was a snail. Cannot really say I'm having fun. The first like 2 kilometers were tiring. Then I started feeling motivated and I went a bit too hard, but overall it's been fun. And I feel like the lesson really is to just do it. If it's on a plan, do it, even if you don't feel motivated, because it can turn out way better than you actually imagine. So, okay, everyone is staring at me because I'm talking to a camera, to my phone. So I'll see you later. Well, like I was trying to articulate while I was completely out of breath, that was nice. I'm so glad I made the decision to actually go out and go for a run. Even though the weather was bad, even though I wasn't motivated, it just goes to show that afterwards you're always glad you did it. I've never regretted a workout, I've never regretted a run. You know, even if you actually cut the run short, which I ended up not doing, which I'm glad, but even if you cut the run short or you just do a 10-minute warm-up or you just, you know, do half of your workout, 25% of your workout. That's more than doing nothing, and that's what counts. I feel like on social media, Being disciplined and having a routine is often portrayed as you need to do your best every single day. You need to be this perfect version of yourself every single day. I think being the best every single day doesn't mean giving 100% every single day, because you might not have those 100%. You might be tired, you might be on your period, you might have a little cold. Doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you have some emotional turmoil. All of that happens. Life has its ups and downs. Some days, all we might have is 70% or 30%. In that case, on that day where you have 30%, you shouldn't try to give 100%. Give those 30 and that's enough. It doesn't mean you didn't do your best. It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you not disciplined. It doesn't make you lazy. You still did your best, but the best that day was just less than usually. I feel like the conclusion of this whole thing is that it's normal to go through ups and downs. It's normal to have days or weeks where you don't feel really energized. But as long as you keep doing your best, you keep showing up for yourself, you do the best that you can in that moment, that's all that matters. You don't need to feel bad if one day you weren't 100% productive. It's fine. Like, it's absolutely fine. Days like this exist. I have lights on. It's 10 a.m. It's so dark. I don't feel like, look, this is without any light. I don't feel my most productive. I have a video to edit, so I'm just gonna sit down and edit. And also, let's just talk about this for a second. What you see on social media is not the truth. Everyone shows the good side on social media. Of course, some do it because they want to portray themselves in a really perfect way and they want to show that they're the best or that they're really motivated all of the time, which I don't think is true. I don't think that anyone is just 100% motivated 100% of the time. But I feel like even for the people who want to show the realistic side of things, like for me, for instance, I really try to be realistic with all the content, but it is really hard to get yourself to film when you're unmotivated. Like when I'm having a bad day and I can barely get myself up to go on a run or do a workout, it's really hard for me to also take the camera out and be like, hey, let's go on a run with me. I feel horrible, but let's do it. Because I don't know, I don't feel like putting that bad side of me on the internet. And of course I don't do it with bad intentions, but it's just normal that we feel more like filming when we're having a good day, you know, when I'm hyped for a run, then I'm like, oh yeah, let's film this. It's good vibes. Let's film myself running. Let's film myself getting ready. I'm having fun. Let's record it. I feel like it's just natural, also from the creator side. So yeah, keep that in mind. One thing about me is that I love planning. Oh. I love planning. I'm the type of person who will do a list for everything. We gotta do something? Sure, I'll make a list. Even if you are not that type of person, and I totally get it if you aren't, you do need some level of structure in your routine. And it's good to know what you want to do that day. And I think here specificity is really important. You need to know exactly what you want to work on. So instead of saying, yeah, I'll study tomorrow, at some point throughout the day, I'll study something. It's way better to say I will study for 3 hours in the morning from 9 till 12, and I will focus on chapters 1 through 3 of my lectures or whatever. Just be specific with it. Take out your calendar and actually plan in a little bit more detail what you want to do on a certain day so that you're way more likely to actually do it. Eating is, of course, a huge part of our lives. We need to eat. I personally love food. I think food is really fun. It's really nice to cook something for yourself. It's nice to eat good food and food that you enjoy. I think we can all agree on that. When we are trying to be productive and we're trying to do stuff and we're also trying to maintain a good energy level throughout the whole day, it is important to eat according to that. I studied nutritional science in university, and one of the things that I've really applied to my everyday life is to be a bit more careful about what I eat for breakfast and lunch. I've stopped eating really heavy things for lunch because I really noticed how my energy levels were completely drained after lunch, and I would go into this really deep post-lunch slump. We don't want that. It is horrible to feel like you could go to sleep when it's only 2 p.m. So for that reason, I think it's really important to take care of what you eat throughout the day. Of course, this starts with breakfast. I think we all know we should have a nourishing breakfast we should make sure to get some protein in. I always try to get either some vegetables or fruit in with my breakfast. And then for lunch, I try to have something that's light but filling. It really depends if I'm at home or I'm at university or I'm at work. At work, I will eat whatever the cafeteria provides. But at home, I will sometimes just make a big bowl of salad. I already ate half of this. And then I also have bread with a poached egg. Yes, I'm eating breakfast food, like brunch food, for lunch because I'm traveling tomorrow and I didn't want to buy more stuff. I need to eat the food that I have at home. I really try to make my lunch be balanced, filling, but also not really heavy. Like, I wouldn't eat burgers for lunch or pizza for lunch, not because you shouldn't eat that or it's a bad food, but because I know it makes me want to go have a fat nap. And I cannot do that while I'm at the office, while I'm trying to study. There's definitely no right and wrong way to eat lunch. But if you notice that something makes you really tired, it makes you really go into a slump, then maybe you can just eat it a few hours later for dinner. You're going to bed afterwards anyway, so then it doesn't matter that much. One of the secrets to getting stuff done is to just do it. Yeah, the secret is the Nike slogan. It does get difficult to be productive sometimes. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. I was just editing the entire afternoon and sometimes I would just feel like I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to enjoy my Friday evening and not edit anymore. But at the same time, I was literally this close to finishing my YouTube video. And I just continued to work on it. Of course, I took some breaks. I grabbed a drink. I grabbed a snack. But I just sat down and did it. And now it is Friday evening and I'm really glad that I actually finished most of my work for today so I can go into the weekend without having this huge to-do list of things that I need to catch up on. Well, you might not always feel like doing it. Sometimes this idea of just do it, sit your ass down and get to work. It does help. It's really easy to fall into the belief that more is better when it comes to productivity and having the perfect routine. But actually one thing you definitely need in your routine is you time. Time to just enjoy life, whether that is traveling, going out, having a movie night, just chilling at home, reading, whatever it might be. You need to consistently make time for the things that make you truly happy. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how productive you were, but how much you actually enjoyed the journey.